Monday Scrum.
Hello and welcome to the Monday Scrum. Great to be here with Brent Reid, and I'm really surprised actually that Benji Marshall is still cool enough to hang out with us.
I can't believe I'm even hanging out with you guys.
Proper celebrity now on reality TV.
Yep. Look, can I just say, you can
star.
prepare
He's a
yourself.
star.
You can prepare yourself as much as you like for reality TV, but you can never be fully prepared because the shit that I walked into, I'm not joking. It was crazy, man. It's like some of those people on there, wow. They are special people.
There's some good ones amongst them, though, surely, Benj.
I've become friends
Yep.
with a lot of people on there, but let
Yep.
me just say,
Took a bit of getting used to them.
some
bit like this.
some
podcast.
people,
So
yeah,
the chemistry
actually,
here was gold straight away.
Some people will talk to you one way when the camera's off, and as soon as the cameras turn on, you're like, is that the same person that I just spoke to 5 minutes ago? And I get it. They want to be famous or good, whatever. But one of the things I was most proud of on that show was I was myself the whole time.
Nice.
100% of the time.
Yep.
We'll be the judge of that.
Well, you know
Benj,
how
won't we?
people always go on reality TV and they say, I hope I don't get framed in a bad way. Well, they can only frame me how I was.
Yeah.
Because I was, like, if I didn't like someone, I'd probably say, I said it to their face. And I was honest the whole time.
Can I
So,
ask, do you get paid good? Oh, it goes to charity, the money on that show, doesn't it?
yeah,
or
it
not?
does.
Yeah.
You still get paid for your time, though, really.
How much-
I
how
wouldn't
much
have
did
done
you
it for
It's a good
free.
deal. Good
Well, how
deal,
much
Benj.
would you expect to get
Does,
for
does,
that?
does everyone get the same amount, or is it
No,
depends
you
on
won't.
your tier of celebrity?
On the first week,
Yeah.
people started talking about how much they were getting paid, and a couple of them said an amount, and I just agreed and said, yeah, same. But I was way over that.
Really? So,
Yeah.
hello.
Way more.
So are you saying that when it's tiered, you're like tier A, and then it just dropped
I don't know
off?
where I
Yeah.
was, but let's just say I was very happy.
He's the $1 million halfback.
Yeah,
I
of course.
He's the
It
1.2.
He's
was.
earning
Yeah.
much more now than he ever
No,
did.
put it this way: I was on
He's
holiday.
flying.
This is what happened. I was on holiday in Hamilton Island in the Whitsundays, and my manager called and said, "Look, we got this opportunity," and I said, "That's not enough. Tell them to double it, and I'll do it." And he rings back, done. I said, "All right, see you tomorrow
Oh,
on the
Wow.
plane home."
how good's that?
Can we get your manager sorting us out as well?
Yeah, yep.
How long did the filming of that last? How long did it go
10
for?
weeks,
10
6 days a
weeks?
week, from 6 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock at night every day.
Really?
It was tough. It was
Well,
tougher than footy.
well, challenge number 1 on the episode last night, you had to raise a bit of money, and we've got a little bit of audio.
Big cash means big donations. So Benji whips out his big black book.
Between the NRL and racing, we'll sponsor the day for 50,000.
And calls in the big guns.
Done. That's what I love about you guys. Thank you so much.
50 grand?
Benji, he's making calls left, right, and centre.
West Tigers, $5,000.
Oh, Benji, yes!
15K, baby!
It was like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my God, another $5,000.
Another 5. Benji's got another 5.
Carlos, please. TAB, 5,000.
So you smashed that challenge straight on the phone to PVL,
Yeah.
your
look,
big black book.
Yeah. Look, that doesn't sound very well. But look, one of the things I reckon a lot of people were like, oh, why are you wasting all your contacts for the first challenge? Because the charity that we're representing, I really like. I don't know, it just resonated with me. And I rang everyone that I knew. And yeah, the amount of money that we raised was insane. I think we ended up raising 360,000 or something.
Have we got a sponsor for the show yet? Where's the black book?
Yeah, but
Where's
mate-
Benji
where's
used
the
all
big
of
black
his
book?
sponsors.
Yeah, but we're not a charity.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
the
we
thing
are.
about this show is what happens is you get on there and you would never do half the shit in real life, but because it's for charity, you're like, I have to.
You stretch yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, made a bit of cash.
So did
Top
you
dog,
get paid
whatever.
the same amount regardless of how you performed?
Yeah. I think so. I think some people in their contract had, if you last a certain amount of time, you get more money.
Yeah.
So they probably got fired early. But yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. We'll be watching with
You
interest.
don't want to
on
tell
Channel
us who
9.
wins, do you, Benj, by any chance?
Mate,
Exclusive for the podcast?
I wish I could tell you, brother, but it wasn't
There
me.
was a market for
Was
it,
it?
wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay.
believe
what
it's
were you
closed.
paying? Do you remember?
I don't know. I think like probably $20 or something.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Just the footballer.
It's not bad.
We'll be watching. All right, let's get stuck into the footy. Wasn't a good afternoon for the poor old Bunnies. Your former teammates bench,
Yeah.
32-12 they went down against the Raiders. It seems their attack just isn't clicking at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, one of their biggest things that's happening this season is their completion rate's the worst in the competition. And their players especially in attack, rely on having an equal share of the footy. And at the moment, they just seriously can't hold on to the ball. Like some of the mistakes in the first half, I reckon that the first half was probably the worst 40 minutes of football that they've played this season. To be fair, they are missing a few people, but at the same time, like in the NRL, a lot of teams are missing players at the moment. So I feel for them at the moment, but they still are 5 and 6, so it's not the worst position to be in. They're just not travelling that well at the moment.
I just got off the phone from Jason Demetrio before we came on air.
Ooh.
And he wasn't
Exclusive
panicking.
news.
He was not look, he's stressed. Now's not a time to panic. Benji's right, they're 5 and 6. They've got a lot of injuries. Nichols will come back this week. Cam Murray's a chance of playing. Obviously, Latrell's out for a little bit longer, but apparently he's progressing well overseas in America. I think they desperately need the bye. So they play the Tigers this week, then they get the bye. And once the bye hits,
then they got Dragons.
Ilias probably has a
Titans.
rest, gets a week off.
Hey, I think,
can re-energise. I think the bye is the best thing for them.
They need it. They definitely need the bye, I reckon. Comes at a good time for them.
That thing you're talking about, Benji, where players are just making errors and turning over the ball, is that an individual responsibility or what?
Yeah, sometimes. But I think also what happens is when outside noise is talking about your attack not being so great, I think sometimes you can try too hard to try and fix it, or you try and score off every play, or everyone's pointing the finger, Cody needs to do this, Cody needs to do that, but he can't do his job unless everyone else is doing their job as well. So I think they just need to just relax a bit, not try as hard. But look, I've got no doubts they'll be okay.
Well, I think after the game, JD did allude to the fact that perhaps they were just trying a little bit too hard.
Well, I just think, we've got to be a bit more resilient when things don't go our way. Get back to the things that work for us, completing our sets, putting the ball in corners, backing our defence. I felt like, we had having a little bit of joy and pushing a pass that we didn't need to pass. Like I said, I think we had 5 or 6 offloads today to no one. That we weren't even looking at where we were throwing them. And, it just puts too much pressure on you.
All right. So we're not panicking, Reedy?
No, as Benji said, they're 5 and 6. Now's not the time to panic.
If they were 2 and 9, that's different.
Then you're panicking, right? But they beat the Tigers this week, get to 6 and 6 at
then
the halfway mark of the season.
Then Dragons.
They're and they'll get Latrell back soon enough, and then they could get a run going. But for me, look, you mentioned Cody before, and Cody looks frustrated with the way he's playing. He looks as though he is just trying too hard, and he's so important for them with no Adam Reynolds.
Well, it's easy to look at that because.
He misses Latrell a lot, right? Not having Latrell.
But what he achieved last year was like ridiculous numbers. Yeah. Now the expectation is automatically he has to achieve that every week. You just can't do it. But their whole team's like not playing the best. And at the moment, defensively, they led them 30, 30, 20, 30 in the last 4 weeks. That's where it's at.
Well, the Raiders were good.
Very
2
good.
in a row now, and they had a lot to play for as well. It was Papali'i's 250th game. So there's always a lot of emotion involved in something like that. Before we get into the Raiders, let's take a listen to his interview after the game with the great Jake Duke.
We're finally stringing it together, and it's very pleasing to see. I love this club with all my heart, and it's just a good way to bring up 250 men.
An emotional week for you?
Yeah, I cried all week. Just reminiscing on what got me here, my parents' sacrifice, my wife, my kids. Just been an emotional week, bro.
Now, he means a lot to the Raiders, Papali'i, and it's so special to see those. I think the Raiders in particular, they had put some stuff on socials during the week. It just means a lot when, Benji, and you would know, those milestone games, the players want to get up and do it for a player, particularly someone like him, that is such an important part of the community.
Especially when they're one club players and they've been able to do it at one club. And, for me, Papa's not just a Canberra hero. I think more importantly, like he's influenced the community of people in Brisbane that have grown up and watched him, that want to be like him. And if you think about the way he's played, like he's changed the mold of front rowers, like the footwork, his speed, the ability to score tries, pretty impressive. And to play 250 games, I'm actually getting him on the show tonight to talk about his 250 games and his journey so far. So really looking forward to that because, to play one game is a big achievement, but 250 in the middle's massive.
He seems like a good bloke. I haven't had a lot to do with him, but he seems like a good fella.
Yeah, he is. He is. Really good fella. You only have to listen to the way Ricky spoke about him before the game and how much he means to the club and to the people. And he backed it up with a massive performance as well.
They've turned it around, haven't they? 3 in a row now.
Mate, you had them sacked
No, I
Oh,
did
okay,
not. I had
just
lots of
checking.
coaches sacked,
Just
but I
checking.
didn't
Oh,
have
I
Ricky
believe
sacked.
you said Ricky would never be
No, he
sacked.
won't be.
Never be sacked.
Because he's
I was just
entrenched
joking.
in the community.
Well, it's so good when they're doing well, Canberra, because
Yeah.
the way Ricky rides the game on the sideline,
love
it's so
his
enjoyable
emotion.
watching him.
Yeah.
And they've what they've done. I don't know what they've done to turn it round, but
Well, they've
for-
won games.
a month ago they were gone. Though, Benj. We put a line through them, and suddenly
Well,
they're
We
winning
or
footy
you?
games.
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
No, they were just. I think they were struggling for confidence. I thought game management they were struggling with, and then Frawley came in and helped them win those 2 games in a row. They got Jack back. I thought he added a lot on the weekend. And all of a sudden, now they're back, they're back in the fight.
Yeah. Well, they are. I mean, you're 5 and 6. You're right in the mix, aren't you? In this
Yep.
comp at the moment, you're in the mix for the 8. So, and they're on a roll. They're probably one side that doesn't need the bye. Like South, the bye's gonna be good for South, but Canberra on a roll, they probably don't need it.
No, they don't want it. I spoke to Joey Tuppenny today actually to get Papa's number for the show, and he was talking to him about that, like you guys were dead a couple of weeks ago, and he said that's just the mentality at the club. Like Ricky had everyone's back, and he was praising how great Ricky's been, through that time. So massive rap on the coach.
Yeah, well done to the Raiders and to Ricky. Not such a great weekend for the poor old bunker. They had some shockers.
They were terrible. Honestly, I never really have much to say
Yeah.
about the bunker or whatever, but starting from Thursday night, like the Newcastle game for me, I thought Newcastle were really in the fight, and at one point there, maybe a chance of winning. The obstruction call we caught on the inside of the lead runner and the explanation about why it was cleared was crazy for me. And the Gagai try I thought was a try, so some massive calls on the weekend. Reedy, I don't know where you sit, but I was like off it. Off it.
The Thursday ones, I think I agree with you. I think they were both a no trying to try. Don't agree on the Super
Yeah.
Lotto.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I think that was a penalty. I think that was a
Hayes
correct.
Perham?
I think that was a correct decision. He hit him in the head, and and I don't care if he fell. You cannot make contact with the head. That's been a rule all year, stretching back to last year actually.
Just so you know, I didn't say that. It wasn't.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Well, I'm talking about in general the
Okay,
bunker
right.
decisions. I'm taking it. I'm extrapolating from the Thursday to the Sunday bench.
You're
Yep.
adding
Getting it out.
further comment, yeah.
But I think that was because they've copped a lot of flack over that decision. They've
Yeah.
said a lot of people have said Des has been on
Des
the front
ripped. I
foot
was in
over it.
that press conference after the match, and Des ripped into them.
Yeah.
In general, into the refs as well about the penalty count. Every player did actually. It's rare. I spoke to Kieran Foran after the game. He said the same thing. Even Jake Trebojevic,
Yeah.
who never criticises anyone, he had a bit of a stab at the refs as well. So they weren't happy in general, man.
No, well, they lost the footy game, didn't they? And and they'd lost Tommy, which was huge for them, and so they're all emotional. But for me, that decision, I think they got that decision right. I agree he shouldn't have been charged because Perm fell so far, but I think it's a penalty because he hit him in the head. So, just my thoughts.
Your thoughts, all that matters. Most clicked on segment in history of Triple M.
So, I mean, the bunker cops a lot of flack, and the referees copped a lot of flack over the weekend, but I think a little bit of it was unfair. I agree with the Thursday night stuff in the Newcastle game. I think they got those 2 decisions wrong, but some of it's a little bit, I think it just gets a little bit of a pile on at times. I
Okay.
think we've seen it this
The
weekend.
whole obstruction thing needs an overhaul.
We've done it, Benji. How many times do we have to overhaul it?
Mate, well,
We've overhauled it.
the
every year
explanations
we
don't
overhaul
match
it.
what comes out.
But
So we
they-
can't catch the ball on the inside of a lead runner. Then on Thursday night, all of a sudden you're allowed to now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the rule has to be overhauled. That just means the bunker has
That's
to
what
get
I
it
mean.
right. The bunker just needs to. But you're going to have mistakes because there's humans involved, and when there's humans, they're going to make errors.
Yeah, but when
It's
you make
never
it
going to
black
be
and white, your
foolproof.
explanation can't be against your black and white statement.
Well, no, but that's an error. They made a mistake.
Yeah, well, it's black and white though.
Yeah,
It's not
but
grey. Now they've
even when
made it
it's black
grey
and
now.
white, sometimes
all
they
of a
make
sudden you can catch
mistakes.
it on the inside. If you don't run, you can just pass it straight away. Bullshit.
Hold on.
There we go. That's going to be clipped up. There'll be a headline out of that.
No.
Nice and balanced from you, though, Reece.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
thought it was no try.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I love
No,
that.
I agree. It was no try.
Well, then
I
if
agree
we
with
both
you on that
agree,
one.
we agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
We're on the same page.
let's hope Benj brings the same energy and passion to his segment.
Benji Marshall. Benji Marshall. Oh, Benji Marshall. Marshall's Law.
Yeah, I don't know if I can bring the same energy and passion to it, but what I will say is I'll bring the emotion because there was a guy playing for Cronulla, fullback, Lachlan Miller. He made his debut. What is he, 27 years old? And Cronulla put out his jersey presentation video, and I was watching it closely, and to see the emotion behind it, the passion that he felt about the opportunity, and talking about how other clubs looked at him, but no one gave him a real opportunity like Cronulla did, and how much that meant to him, watching him cry and watching his family support was really special. And his numbers on the weekend, he had 20 runs, 271 metres, 9 tackle breaks, and a great try.
Great try. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an outstanding performance from a guy who's debuting at an old age. I just wanted to give him a bit of a wrap.
You were at that game, Em, right?
Yeah, and his family were up there, his
How
partner
good, eh?
and little baby and a whole bunch of friends. It was so beautiful.
I thought it was just refreshing to see a real, well, how much it really meant to him,
Yeah.
you know, and it was genuine.
Well, he said it's been my dream since I was a
Yeah.
kid, didn't
Yeah,
it, to play in the NRL.
I love that. I just wanted to give him a rap for his debut. There was a couple of other debuts on the weekend. Ezra Mam, I thought, did a great
good.
job stepping in for Adam Reynolds, was really good. Terrell May for the Roosters playing his first game. But there's just one team that, you know, and I'll say it again, I got it wrong. I thought they were going to get the spoon. The Cowboys just keep on doing it. They
So
just
good.
they just keep on performing against another high quality outfit. They made the Storm look very amateurish on the weekend. You know, I know the Storm were disappointed in the way they played, but Nanai, again, couple of tries. Like,
Lots
mate,
of mail. He's going to be in the
Yeah,
Queensland team.
surely.
Lots of mail.
really?
Yes.
Well, he deserves it. How many tries he scored this year? He's up there in the top 5 try
Yeah.
scorers in the
I
competition.
think he might even be second to
what-
Paps.
He's a back rower. Like, seriously, that amazing tries, from him. Mitch Moses' conversion from the sideline.
Yeah, great.
Really
That's
impressive
good.
under pressure, and I like the little fist pump.
Yep.
Anthony Milford back. I thought he was quite
was good,
impressive
wasn't he? Yeah.
for about 60 minutes. Probably
Yep.
got fatigued in the last 20, but he'll be better off for the run. And the last guy, like, surely this guy makes Origin. Selwyn Cobbo.
Yeah, I think he's in.
Mate,
That's the street
Honestly-
corner tippers at Selwyn will be on the wing for Queensland.
I always saw the talent from the raps that he was getting, but I never saw the toughness of his, like, how strong he is in his carries. And on the weekend, wow, like, he was phenomenal. If he's not the long-term fullback solution for Brisbane, pay him whatever he wants to go to any other club, because I'll tell you what, if I'm looking for someone, I'll be investing in the kid.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay Selwyn Cobbo. I think
And
gonna
he's in the
stick loyal.
team. You got the mail?
The rumour is, yes, the latest mail is he will be on a
He
wing.
has to be in the team.
He'll be on one wing and Xavier Coates on the other.
Wow.
And Nanai potentially in the
Nanai.
back row, maybe on the bench.
No Corey Oates.
No Corey Oates, no.
Okay. Big
That could
news.
change though, you know. Never
Yeah.
know. Still a week to go, Benj.
Yep.
You
Sunday
mean getting
night.
the
Yeah, cool.
inside word from Billy?
Haven't spoken to Bill. He's your stable, mate. You've been talking to him?
Hey,
or-
you come in for the Sunday footy show as well?
Oh, I never get to speak to them.
They're
I need to hang
Freddie
around
and Billy
pick
are
his
both
brain.
very tight-lipped.
Oh, they really? Okay.
And this might be not mail, but you might be able to use this mail.
Hmm.
Alex Twell played his 100th game on the weekend.
Still hasn't scored a try.
Did you see
He
how
was
hard they were
filthy.
trying? Did you see how hard they were trying to get him a try?
Stafford Tower pushed that guy out of the way to get the try. If he doesn't do it, Twiley gets it and
I
scores.
reckon at times in the first half they were trying so hard
They
to get
had
him a
set
try.
plays for Alex Twell.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if he can't score in the first 100, he's not going to score.
Actually, on that game too, shout out, not that it's not even my segment, but
Yeah, shout
I
it out.
just,
Go ahead.
New Brown,
Oh, yeah.
What a story.
he has had such an incredible journey. I
Mm.
remember I sat down and interviewed him about 2 years ago when no NRL club would touch him and he had to go overseas and was playing for Featherstone Rovers over there.
That's right.
He'd been told basically he'd never play again because of
knees, eh?
he had knee injuries, ankle injuries, and had just had so many issues. And when he'd been cut from, I think it was originally from the Dogs, he played for the Sharks. He really struggled mentally as well, and said Sam Tagatese, if it wasn't for him, he essentially saved his life. He opened up about his mental health struggles, the injuries. Finally got a crack over there. Came back, was in the Roosters system, and now at the Tigers. Like, he's worked so hard.
I played in his debut against me,
Wow.
and he was a bright young talent coming through, and just to see his resilience to get through that, I actually reckon he's played himself into a bench spot maybe for the rest of
Yeah.
the season at Tigers the way he played.
I'll tell you, deserves a rap for that. Warren McDonald. A couple of weeks ago, he was.
Was that?
Warren went and got him. He was playing. I can't
That's
remember
right.
who it was.
I saw him on TV playing
would
at
have been
Mounties
playing-
or
Yeah, he was.
something.
And then 2 weeks ago, I don't think
He was
the,
at West.
the Magpies game, the Magpies team hadn't won a game in New South Wales Cup. Warren went and got New
Hmm.
Brown. He paid him. He's paying him nothing. He's getting paid nothing basically, and they won the next 2 games, and now he's in the first grade side.
How good.
Yeah.
What a story.
And just such a good attitude. When I spoke to him, he said, when you're younger, you just think footy's going to last forever and you don't realise how lucky and how grateful you really should be. So
Yeah, let me tell you from personal experience, it doesn't last forever. You get old very
It
fast.
just about did for you. How long did you play?
17
Well, you were
years.
never going to
Nine-
retire.
19 years.
You just kept
19.
going.
Well, to be fair, I could probably
And then at
keep
the end of
going.
every year, you just kept us guessing.
Mate,
Is
I
Benji
was
going to
go- I was
retire,
actually-
Benji? Oh, I don't know. I'll see how
No,
I go.
seriously, I was going to play again. I told the Gold Coast I was keen to play. I was ready to
Why
go around.
didn't you?
Well, just the finish was just too good of a opportunity to go out on a grand final, and then plus Triple M offered me big money, and I was like,
Of
you know what, I'm
course,
just going to
yeah,
take it. So, yeah.
That's why I have to work for free. There's no money left.
Titans.
Well, Reedy's got the most, then me, then you.
Well, most clicks, mate, you know.
Yeah, Reedy's mail. Hey, you get $1 per click.
Back on the Origin chat, poor old Turbo,
so sad.
dislocated shoulder, out for the season. What does that? I mean, it hurts Manly's chances of a premiership. Hurts the Blues as well. You've got Latrell missing. You've got Turbo missing. Who are the centres for New South Wales?
Well, they're not short in the centres.
No.
It'll be Crichton and Staggs. Right now, it's Crichton and Staggs. And I think Jack Whiten's locked in a battle with Nico Hines for the utility spot in the bench. But at the moment, I think it's definitely going to be Crichton and Staggs, depending on what happens this. They go into this weekend in front for the two centre spots. But, replacing Latrell and Tommy after what they did last year,
Very different.
It's just impossible.
It is. It's danger signs, I think, for New South Wales, especially in those positions. Inexperience. But I guess the thing that they're going from is for Queensland, there's going to be a lot of inexperience there too.
Do you support Queensland and New South Wales?
Queensland.
Yeah, because you went to
Do
Keeper
you?
Park, didn't you?
Played Queensland schoolboys.
Yes.
I actually played Australian schoolboys.
Wow.
And then the moment that the junior Kiwis did the haka to me when I was playing for Australia was the moment I realised I was in the
What
wrong
age
jersey.
did you move over here?
15.
So you would have been. Oh no, you wouldn't have been eligible under the new rules. You've got to be here by 13 under the new rules.
Yeah. Yep.
But back in the day, you would have been.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was a time where I had to make a decision.
Yeah.
It was Queensland or New Zealand. And I chose the haka. Yeah.
What about with that? If Crichton's there,
Yep.
you've got Panthers players galore.
Mm.
There've been some suggestions. I know some of your Fox colleagues. I think Michael Ennis was suggesting that perhaps Abby Coruscant gets the nod
Corey
Come
Parker.
on.
over Damien Cook just with the
Please.
Panthers connection. But
It
you
makes,
clearly
it makes
disagree.
sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I don't
Doesn't
think-
It
make
makes sense, technically.
Yeah, well, Freddie will pick Damien Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
agree-
done
I
the
agree
job
with you.
for
You
him
don't have
for
to yell at
years.
me.
Sorry. Anyway, Cookie's a lay down misère for that team as
No,
long as
he
he's
is.
fit. Lay down misère. So, and Uppy obviously had the incident last year in Origin camp, got a little black mark beside his name. He's back in the good books, but Damien Cook's Damien Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
he
not as if
also
Cookie's
he
been
also had a
playing
really
bad.
good combination with Jerome and Nathan last year, and they
Cookie.
did
Yeah.
and Teddy. They did a pretty fair job. So for me, Damien Cook, especially when you put him around those players who play the ball quick, I think he deserves a spot.
Probably won't matter though, him, because I've got a good feeling about Queensland this year.
Really?
Just got a good feeling.
Mm.
I'm a
just-
bit worried actually.
Yeah, I
too.
We're
don't
looking
know.
good.
I don't
don't?
have a great feeling because it's just a lot of unknowns. You
What's
know what I mean?
unknown?
Well, new
All right.
coaches,
Oh,
a lot of young kids probably going to have to play.
Yep.
Mm.
Good kids though. Nanai, Cobbo.
No, I get it, but
Outstanding.
I mean, it's all good having the kids, but the inexperience
Mm.
in the big arena.
But surely, like the likes of Harry and Munster, they're in better form. I mean, I know they got
Well, when
pumped
Harry
on the
doesn't
weekend.
play
but
halfback,
yeah, I know,
Mm.
not on the weekend.
New
but-
South Wales got some issues though. Back row, Cam Murray. We don't know
Yeah.
whether he's going to be back this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, Liam Martin's
Safidi's
going
been
okay.
a bit.
So they've
Safidi's
got-
been a bit off.
So who-
although he was
they're
better last
missing-
week.
Latrell, Tommy, Cam,
Mm-hmm.
Victor Radley's gone.
I think Murray will. I
You
think.
think he'll be back?
Well, even if he's not back, I think Brad will pick him because they're going to pick squads of
He'll be
22.
back for the next one though.
but I think he'll pick him.
Well,
in
he was
extended
originally out
squad.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Now it could be 2 to 4.
Yeah,
You know,
I think he'll be fine, Cam Murray. And if he's available, he's on one edge. Isaiah Yeo at lock and
Liam
Liam Martin
Martin.
on the other edge.
They might even throw Kolomatangi in there on the bench somewhere.
Didn't help him.
If I'm going to
He
put
wasn't
you on
great
the
at weekend.
spot,
Well, the
He's a
whole
bit
team
off.
wasn't,
Yeah.
but he's been pretty solid all year for him.
Yeah.
is it Jack Whiten or Nico Hines in 14?
Look, I think Brad will be loyal. I think he'll go with Jack Whiten. But I was talking to some people today who suggested he might go with Nico Hines just because he's more versatile. Can play a lot. He can play more positions.
He
Jack
did.
can
He
obviously
did play a little
few.
bit in the middle at Melbourne too, Nico,
Yeah.
for a period. So he probably could. But yeah, I think what Queensland did over that period where they were dominant is they stayed loyal to a lot of people in that arena. And when you go and represent your state, I don't know, but when you represent your country, you find another gear, even if you're playing poorly.
Jack's been playing pretty good too.
Well, he's just
to be
been
fair
out-
to Jack. Yeah, he's missed
What,
a couple
yeah,
of weeks.
2
But
weeks.
he's been going
I
pretty
thought
good.
he was great
so,
on the weekend.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, we're going to save the very,
Let's pump it up.
very best for
Let's go.
last on the Monday Scrum.
Reedy's Mail.
Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Yeah,
A
what?
little bit of a bombshell today. Chanel Harris-Tavita. There's a little story behind this. He's retiring at the end of the year. He's giving up rugby league, having a sabbatical.
Wow.
Yeah.
To
What,
do
like
what?
a holiday?
Like a holiday. He's going to travel the world and write.
To
He
play
wants-
footy?
He
Or?
wants to write. No, he wants to write, be a writer.
Right,
Funnily
what?
enough, someone sent me a message last week on social media and said, a direct message, said Chanel Harris-Tavita is retiring to become a writer.
Is that like permanently or just
No,
having
I think I think he's going to see how it goes.
Okay.
So I got on to a mate of mine. I got him to call the Warriors, and they said, "Look, he hasn't told his teammates yet. Can you just hold off? Don't do anything with the story. Just keep it under wraps, and when the time comes, we'll help you." And then it's lo and behold, it's come out today. So we missed the boat there. But interesting one for him. Obviously,
You know
what
what
is
that's like saying?
What's that?
I had a tip for a horse on the weekend, but I
Yeah.
forgot to tell you.
Yeah. So are you mad at yourself or are you mad at someone else?
I'm not really mad. I'm not mad. A little
But-
disappointed.
But you're not in the business to be the first to break
No.
stories, are you?
And in a situation like this where he wanted to tell his teammates, and
No,
you
I
know,
get
you've
it.
got to be a bit.
So you
respectful,
did the-
You know, I respect that. I respect you for that.
we did the honourable thing.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
Sometimes that doesn't get you far in
It
life.
doesn't, no,
Reece.
sadly, particularly in rugby league.
Yeah, but at least you know you can look yourself in the mirror
But
and know
Benj,
that it was respectful.
What's he? He's not that old, Chanel,
only
is he?
young. I think he's like
20 odd.
24, 25,
Do
maybe.
you know him very well? Is he?
Yeah, I played a bit of footy with him, spent
Yeah.
a bit of time in New Zealand camp with him. A really good kid.
Yeah.
A bit surprised, to be honest, by that news. He's got such a wonderful career ahead of him if he wants to, you know,
Yeah.
and a great talent. Probably one of the best defensive halves in the competition anyway. You know, he can put a hit on. But sometimes, you know what, if he needs the break or feels like he needs to do that, then mentally it's hard to stop someone when they've made that decision.
It's a brave decision, don't you think? Because he's turned his back. He was off contract at the end of the year.
Well-
The Warriors had offered him an extension. He
Yeah.
knocked that back.
One thing I will say though is like a lot of people think that footy is everything, and sometimes other people see footy as second fiddle to being happy. You know, so he probably wants to find that happiness. I don't know if he was happy now, but you know, he wants to chase something else. Yeah, good luck to
Good
him.
on him.
Yeah.
What else you got?
The Dolphins. They were actually looking at Chanel for a while there, but obviously he's going overseas, so that won't be happening. Ryan Madison, now, his future's still to be resolved, off contract at the end of the year. As I understand it, he's had pretty productive talks with Parramatta. They're trying hard to get a deal together to keep him at the club. But again, the Dolphins are just probably at the front of the queue there. They're circling him with real
He'd be
intent.
a good signing. He's been good the last
He's
few
been
weeks.
outstanding, hasn't
I think
he?
he's probably been one of their best players.
Do you think he pays a little bit for? I think he's played really well.
But now he's off contract. He's playing better.
No,
Is that what you
I
suggest?
wasn't going to suggest that. No, I was going to suggest. Do you think the fact that clubs aren't beating a path to his door is a little bit related to what's happened in the past with the West Tigers when he left there in pretty
No, I don't know. about that.
controversial circumstances? Do you think that hinders him a little bit in terms of?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
No, I think clubs are, especially desperate clubs.
Yeah.
If there's a player good enough and they want you, that they probably don't look at that. But
Yeah.
I know Maddo very closely. He's not a bad guy. He's a really good team man. When he's in your side, he gives you everything he's got. And I reckon over the last 3 weeks, he's probably been one of their best.
Yeah, and I'm thinking over the last 3 weeks they've probably Parramatta's got more determination to try and keep him, given how well he's playing. And the Dolphins bench, bit of mail on your bro,
Really?
Jeremy Marshall King, going
Yeah.
at him hard. What are you thinking?
Well, I hope so, because he owes me a bit of cash.
What's that?
A few loans over his time.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
No. Mate, I don't know. I reckon he'd be good for them.
He's still got that option at the Dogs, but it looks like he'll be elsewhere.
Well, it's
by
I think
choice.
look, and this is not from him, but I think if I was him, it's a hard one because they got Reed Marnie coming, so he's either going to be on the bench or playing reserve grade. To Reed, so I guess you got to find an opportunity where you're going to be playing your best footy. I know what Wayne's like as a coach, so if that is the case, I'll tell him to go there. Yeah, for sure.
And then the family happy to go up there?
Hell no.
Right.
Oh, who his
Yeah,
family?
his
Oh
family.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
yeah, mate. Wherever the money is, they're going.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins are probably leading. They're probably in front on both those guys, Ryan Madison and Jeremy Marshall King. Been a lot of talk about them not signing players, but they're working pretty hard in the market. They're signing a lot of young kids at the moment. The Dolphins. They're making sure they're future proofing that club. For the next 5
I reckon,
years.
for them, I don't think the priority is to be successful in the first year.
No.
And it doesn't have to be because the expectation's not that. But eventually, they'll put it together.
Yeah.
You know, Wayne's too big of a draw card, and the opportunity to Brisbane lifestyle, and I'm talking from a money point of view, is so much cheaper to live. You know, and that's appealing to some players, and it's also quieter. It's not Sydney.
Yep.
You don't have to be around Reedy's Mail.
You get Pete Bedell up there,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Oh, it's just worse. Yeah, true. Got me.
No rest.
All right, well done. That's a solid 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. No, probably wasn't that good, Em.
No, I'm just trying to be nice
You're
today.
being kind, thanks.
Pump the tyres up.
We've been pumping up Benji as the celebrity, but you still bring a lot to the table, Reedy.
I'm looking forward to watching Benj on that show.
If you didn't watch last night's one, go and watch
I
it.
forgot,
What
it was,
about
I forgot
Ben?
it was on.
What time is it on? Does it clash with your show on Fox?
It does, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, this is a conflict of interest here. Are
It
you going to
is.
get pulled off your own show on Fox League?
What will your family watch? Will they watch your show or Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah, look, I think this might be the last show tonight. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But tune into Fox
You're
Sports
on
at 7:30 p.m. live and then change it
Two
over.
shows on separate networks at the same time.
How does that work?
I know,
That
but I
is
made sure. Look,
unbelievable.
I said, look, on Monday nights, make sure I'm not featuring in any of the episodes.
That's when you know you're a star, isn't it? When you're on
Genuine
multiple
star.
networks.
You're a star as well, Reedy.
Well, you're on radio, TV, you're everywhere, please.
I know, coming from you two who work everywhere. Oh my God.
Anyway,
Jesus.
it's been fun. We'll watch you tonight. We'll flick between the two.
Yep.
Reedy will read your great work on the Daily Telegraph, and we'll see everyone next week on the Monday Scrum.